everybody, welcome to a weird video. It's only weird because a lot of the stuff that I wanted to include got lost and didn't have it in me to redo everything, so instead of making a top hat we're actually just decorating one. But this is a top hat pattern I made. I'm still not 100% happy with how it came out, so I don't have any patterns to give you, and me making it was lost, so we're just decorating. I said that already. Marking the top as 1, the stove pipe part is 2, and the brim is 3. Only because I don't know what the height of the hat is supposed to be called. I'm sure there's a term for it. I'm sure I could have looked it up. I didn't. I used a fat quarter to cover this, and a fat quarter was like the perfect amount of fabric to cover this. And I'm starting from the back here, and I'm gluing along the back. And there's a fold in the fabric already, so I'm just using that to line everything up. I found that when I was covering this, the best way to do it is to get the fabric down around the edges. And then as I'm going to do the curved part of the top of the hat, I'm going to pull. So it pulls out all the wrinkles, it pulls out all the excess fabric. And it just gives you a really nice finish. Sketching around about an inch from the top, because you're going to need to turn that edge down so we can go to cover it later. It'll all be, nice and finished. Using my Betty Crocker scissors, still love them. So see, that's down. And I am off camera for a lot of this. I edited most of it out, but I'm still going to be off camera. This whole project, I was just like, oh man, this is a mess. Even my pictures when I went to go take them were a mess. So all I'm doing is gluing around this top edge now. Taking little tucks when I have to, just to make sure that the top is nice and flat. There's no bumps, there's no lumps, there's no wrinkles or anything. And I'm just kind of gluing the back down because everything's going to eventually be covered. They glue that down, and I think I cut a little bit of the excess fabric off. Yes, so now the top's covered. Top looks seamless. Now I'm taking the fat quarter, and this is the selvage edge where it's already finished. It's not going to fray, it's not going to rip or anything like that because it's already done. Usually if you were making something with this, you would cut that off, but I'm using that as the finished edge, so I don't have to figure out a different way to do this. Yes, my neighbors are still moving. I hope you don't hear that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm lining that up really nice and neat. I tried this hat a couple different ways, and I couldn't get it the way I wanted, and this was the best way to do it. And it came out the best, so just make sure you're keeping that pretty straight. Or, just get it on there if you're not a complete psychotic perfectionist like I am. And even here, I just tacked the edge because it was easier to pull it straight and taut than it was to glue all along the edge, and then if it wasn't straight, have to take it apart. So that's what I did. Now I'm pulling everything to the back. This is the noisiest day I've ever lived in my entire life. When I get to the bottom, I'm cutting in a couple of little, what do we call these? Little notches. There's my head again, can't see what I'm doing. I'm cutting in some little notches because you're taking a straight edge and trying to curve it around the base of the hat. So if you cut the notches in, it will leave the tension and you can get a really nice smooth finish. And just because I'm using fabric, I did one for a project that's coming up on Friday, and I covered it with fabric. I didn't do the greatest job because it was another one of these prototype hats that I kind of knew what I was doing, but not really. And I ended up painting the whole thing with glitter paint, and it came out so good. I'm so excited for you guys to see Friday's video. So now I'm trimming everything up. And if you ever got excess, just take it to the back because we're going to cover that up when everything's done. Okay, so now we just have to work on the brim. And the way I did this is I just took a rectangular fabric and cut like a half circle out of it. So it's enough to cover the back, cover the front, and kind of butt up against the stovepipe part. Oh man. I hope no top hatologists see this and are like, that's not what it's called. Well, you know what? That's what I'm calling it, Gregory, so calm down. Now I'm going to trim again. So I just have like an inch of fabric. I just want something that's enough to wrap around the edge and come in a little bit. And if you're wondering what that is over the entire hat, it's masking tape, because this was kind of a flimsy prototype and I wanted to like make one all the way through the end. So instead of like doing paper mache or some other kind of nonsense that was just going to make a mess and aggravate me, I just covered it with masking tape from Dollar Tree just to smooth out any hot glue that was sticking out from the seams, anything like that. Yeah, everything is glued down now. Smoothing everything out, and there we go. All smooth in the back, all smooth everywhere. And I don't know why there's no footage of me covering the back of this with felt. All I did was start with the felt at the very top of the hat and glue it down and then wrap it around the bottom. It was one sheet of felt, 9x12. And this hat, if you're wondering, is, I think the base of it's like 9.5 inches wide and it's 7.5 inches tall. It's pretty big. And here's some satin ribbon. I'm just creating a hat band. I don't know why I did this because I end up covering it up, but I knew there was a raw edge between the stove pipe part and the brim, so I just wanted to cover over that. And logically, the thing to do would have been to decorate the hat and then put the felt on the back, but I didn't know how. When I was filming this, I was like, I don't know how far I'm going to end up taking this, but I wanted to decorate it because if not, it would have just been me pulling fabric over a top hat. These some bunny ears I made. I saw these at Michael's over the weekend. They were like $5. I was like, oh, that's not bad, which it's ridiculous. I don't know why I thought it was so bad. I was almost at the checkout and I was like, wait a minute. Why am I buying something I could very easily make? These are ear shapes, cut out of felt with a piece of cardstock in between them, and they're trimmed out with this wired fur. What is it? Fuzzy craft stems. They were like $4 for, I think it's 3 yards. Yeah. So, I mean, you could make a lot of ears with this. And I'm sticking them on the side, and I'm going to take some little glitter ribbon. Again, this really doesn't end up showing, but I wanted it to look like the ears are poking out of the hat. You know? I don't know. Keep seeing things like these in Wreaths, and they're always like, oh, you can buy this from my Etsy, it's only $35. And I said, listen, y'all. I don't know who you think you are to charge $35 for a cardboard top hat, but you need to calm down, okay? Settle down, Beyonce, alright? And if you're using it for a wreath, it's a full top hat. Why would you not make a half a top hat? Anyway, if you want to buy one of these there on Etsy for $45 a piece, let me know. Okay, so the ears are on. Super cute. You can leave it like that, whatever. I wanted to add some Easter eggs. Because, like, wouldn't an Easter bunny have Easter eggs on his hat? I would. And this is really sped up because it's really me holding these eggs until the glue dries. I'm trying not to complain about the neighbors too much because I complained the last video like non-stop, and when I went to go edit it, you really couldn't hear anything, so let's just hope. So these are all the eggs from the Dollar Tree. I was trying to pick up the colors in the hat. So there's the blue, obviously. There's a little bit of yellow, some darker pink, which reads purple, and then pink. So those are the ones I went with. Oh, and why does it look like I'm squeezing the life out of that egg? Wow. So yeah, if you want a full tutorial on how I did this with making the hat itself and everything, I would be more than willing to do that. It's just I've been so behind this week, and things just do not want to go. Like, nothing's wrong. It's just like nothing wants to go easy for me. Like, it's just every day it's been like, oh my god, I got so much to do and no time to do it, and I have to go here and I have to do this and I have to do that, and busy week for some reason, which I don't really get. It's not different than any other week. I guess because this weekend I wasn't feeling great and I didn't feel like filming a bunch of videos. Well, no, I did feel like filming them. I just wasn't like happy or strong enough. I don't know what's going on. It's weird. I get weird around my birthday. So yeah, there's the hat. Trimmed out real nice. If you were going to use this on a wreath, I would attach some pipe cleaners on the back. I think you see that in Friday's video. Not quite sure. I haven't edited it yet, but I'll try to leave that in without, the pipe cleaners on the back. So yeah, I think this came out super cute. I love the ears. Super glad I did not spend $5 on them because I think the fuzzy stems were like $4, and felt doesn't cost anything basically, so I'll be able to make a lot of bunny ears with 9 feet. These are just some pictures. Again, there's a weird one in here because when I was trying to take the pictures, it was gloomy and raining and windy, and I don't want to be outside because I'm afraid my neighbors are going to kill me in cold blood. But, that's life. Actually, that's not life. That's terrible. But that's just what my life is right now. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you come back Friday because I have, like, my favorite project I've done this year.